Hello, Fever River Rail fans, and welcome to another episode of Fever River Reviews, where today we are taking a look at the latest run of Akira Scale's British Rail English Electric Type 5 Class 55 deltic. This is an OO scale model, but it's still run, which is a 176.2 scale. It still runs on standard HO scale track. The British were weird with that. So first and foremost, we have the box. We got this shiny protective sleeve. We're going to get that out of the way because glares. All right, so it's real nice satin finish box. This is beautiful. Line art of the locomotive on the top. Akira Scale and their website there. There it is again. This is a DCC sound. It has a Loc sound on it. Absolutely nothing on the back. On this side we have, looks like the shipping information. We got some safety information. And on the last side, we've got, if I can find a place to hold this, we have the information about the locomotive. I did get a BR blue silver model. So let's go ahead, get the top off here and see what we have. Slides out quite nicely, and we have an owner's manual. I think that's owner's manual. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so here we have just some information. This being that this is DCC, Akira Scale added this little warning instruction note on operating it on DC. So that's pretty cool. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. And there we have our first look at this beautiful model. So this is the second run that Akira Scale has done of these. The first ones went over really well. And this second run, I've been told, or I've seen that it's sold better than the first. So that is quite amazing. So I see we got some stuff in there. And this is a kind of a tight fit. There we go. Okay, so first off, these little goodie bags. What do we have here? I have no idea. Okay, some red striping. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. And here we have screw-link coupler for a more prototypical look rather than the hook and link. We won't be using either of those. We got some other detail parts, vacuum hoses, air hoses, probably steam heat hoses. Bunch of fine little details that I am not even about to try to futz around with. And before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a brief look at the instruction manual here. Okay, so we got a few different bits here. Okay, so we got head codes and their meanings, so that's pretty cool. All right, so here are all the head codes. And here are the meanings of each different head code. Feel free to pause at any time to take a closer look. That's one sheet, and we do have a second sheet for the other half. If I do anything, I will probably throw in one of the last four there. And that is head codes, and I think these are, yeah, these are stickers, essentially. I'm actually looking at those top ones, and the fourth digit there is kind of printed weird, lower than the others. Oh, so is that line. The IN24. Okay, IAI6. Okay, the 3 is Newcastle King's Cross. And that's 1A1, I guess. So 1A16 is the Flying Scotsman down. Let's see. Geez. Some of these are just not good quality. That's I1 or 1A14 and 1N24, I presume. Okay, said 14. 14 is the King's Cross to Edinburgh. The 24 is the Yorkshire Pullman down. I'm sure if I keep looking at these, I'm going to find a whole bunch more that are all sorts of messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and set those to the side. And let's take a look at this. Okay, so here we have the information about the prototype. I think, yeah. Oh no, this is just someone's summary of the locomotive. Got a timetable in here. So that's kind of cool. Okay, here we have the DCC sound functions. That's the back. Okay. So 0 is the headlights. 1, this is British, so it doesn't have bells. So 1 is the engine start stop. 2 and 3 are the air horns. Okay, got a whole bunch of cool things here. Not entirely sure what the buttons those are supposed to be. And finally, we have what appears to be, yeah, here is the operating manual. Read the instructions before operating. We have an exploded diagram here. Along with information on how to remove the body. Excuse me. And on the back side, we have information on fitting all the little detail parts there. Information on fitting the crew. I haven't seen anything about them red stripes, though. Okay, so I still have no idea what these red things are for. Once again, I'm still not gonna futz around with the buffer beam details. It's fine. There we go in all her glory. And she certainly has the weight to her. Oh, those maybe alternate or nameplate buffers, because I went with the black watch here, class 55013, lucky 13, huh? Okay. So I don't think I actually should have gotten the head codes, because I think this is a version that that was all covered up, and it's just a kind of headlight type deal. So here on the front, we've got warning about the high voltage lines that would be above the railway. Okay, I do not have steady enough hands to hold this like this, so we're going to do this in 1 second. Okay, here we are at a little better level. 1 second. All right, here we are. So we're going to zoom in. It's nice detailing on the trucks. You can see into the cab quite nicely. Got our air horns there. Feels kind of weird to have those, or have the horns right next to the cab windows. I feel like that would be unnecessarily loud for the crew. But I digress. Let's see, what do we have there? Not entirely sure what that is. But while we are looking right here, this does have sprung buffers, so that's pretty cool. See the lamp bracket there? Maybe. You can see the lamp bracket right there. And let's go ahead and turn it here. We got our red marker lights. We got the main, or the front marker lights. Let's go ahead and take a look from head on here. So there's another one of the high voltage warning signs. And that's where all the buffer beam details would go. Moving up to look at the cab, got to the top lamp iron. I don't know if these modern engines would have had, still used lamp head codes. Nice separately fitted windshield wipers there. Nice window glazing. And the other side is going to be more or less identical, but we'll go ahead, run down. Okay. So it doesn't have that dot on that side, but looking at the other cab, I can see it down there. But one thing I do notice, and I'm sure this was on the other side, we've got, I imagine that is something that top decal is something to do with the black watch. I have no idea what the black watch is, so feel free to let me know. You can kind of see some of the engine bay through the window there. Got the information of the locomotive, the brakes, the power, all that fun stuff. Sensors on the wheels. I want to say that's a speedometer, but I don't know. Fuel gauge. Fuel fillers. I think I see some warnings there. The camera doesn't quite want to focus on them, so let's... No, I can't get the camera to focus on that. But nice detail here at the fuel tank. And continuing along. We're to the other cab. And yeah, it's a double cab locomotive. Both cabs are identical, so we don't need to go too much into depth with that. One more thing about this though. If they didn't change it. Yep. Right there is how you access the interior, the circuit board. The rest of that doesn't quite come off, but it has magnets right there at the end, on either end. I don't think it matters which way this goes, but I think I took it off like this. Oh. And that fits snugly there. If I remember some reviews on the first run, that was a little loose. So it came off a lot easier than modelers would have liked. But it's real easy access. So for me, I took my brush here into the exhaust hole, give me a little bit of leverage, and off it came. Yeah, really doesn't matter which way that goes on. All right, so I'm gonna go get this set up on the tracks. We're gonna do our initial tests, go through the sound functions, go through everything I can think of, and then we're gonna get it run in. So I will see you on the tracks. All right, and there we have right on to the tracks. So let's see, first off, we're gonna go ahead and set it to forward, and we're gonna see which direction that is. I will grab my marker and I'll make a mark on the bottom somewhere once we finish. If I remember, I should remember. I probably won't remember. Anyhow. Okay, so that is forward, and that is at 1% right now. And bring it up to 50. And we'll stop her. And change directions. And 40. Here it comes. It's a nice slow-ish speed. Got a little bit of momentum to it. Not nearly as bad as the fell. I should have tracked that. Let's go ahead, push it back. Right there, seems reasonable. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at the lighting. So 0, there's all the lights on the front are lit up. And they are on or off. And when I change directions, you can almost see red light? Maybe. I don't know. All right. I'm gonna turn that light back on. Don't mind the beep, just our some of our cameras. Okay, so let's go ahead and start up the engine. All right, that's the engine startup. Let's go ahead. I should probably be in a space where I can get a little more of a run, but we'll get to that. All right, so number 2 is the light horn. Number 3 so we got 2 horns. I should probably look into how exactly the horns are supposed to work in the UK. 4, we have a roof fan audio. Don't know if you can hear that exactly. A little bit of the fan kicked in. 5 is drive hold. So activate that. And you can crank up the engine without it just completely taking off. Or that's supposed to be how it goes. All right. And we'll leave it in reverse so we have the lights. 6 is a acceleration, brake time, shunt mode, speed. Oh, it's kind of a momentum override. Okay. I see. I see, says the blind man. 7 is a flame squeal. There it comes. Alright, 8 is locomotive brake on off. Nine is compressed air let off. Ten is the guard's whistle. This was a passenger locomotive. 11. Oh, 11 is the red marker lights. There, you can see them now. And we'll change direction, and everything goes white. All right. Hold on, still need that on. Okay, 12 is the cab light. And that is also supposed to be directional. So if I change direction, see the light come on in the other cab. So that's pretty cool. All right, 13 is train brake, apply, release. 14 is different station announcements going down. So I don't know what it's currently set to. So let's hear it. Okay, I don't know if that came through, but that was the the Flying Scotsman down station announcement. So we'll go to 15. I imagine it's going to be Scotsman again, but this time the up station. Alright, so that's pretty cool. 16 is a cab door sound. And 17 is emergency brake. And it will not move, so cool. Go ahead and release that, and other side of the card. 18 is a steam generator for old steam heat cars. $19 is a sound fade. I think it'll just fade out the sound. Makes it a lot quieter. Cool. All right, we'll leave that going full. 20 is disable the brake sound. So when you come to a stop, it won't squeal the brakes. 21 air spitter valve. And 22 is night lights, white pack only. Don't entirely know what that's supposed to do. 23 is yard work lights. I think the white pack is a certain version. Compressor is 24. 25 is engine room lights. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. And 25. Yep, got some lighting in there. That's pretty cool. 26 is manual notching up. 27 is manual notching down. '29 is handbrake, apply and release. Sorry, I skipped 28. 28 activates the manual notching logic. 26 and 27 don't do nothing if you don't have that turned on, apparently. I feel like that should have been listed first. 29 is handbrake, apply, release. And there's a function 30. I don't have a function 30. Actually, I don't think I even have 29. No, I only go up to 28, so that's cool. All right, I'm gonna put my finger in front of the buffer and I'm gonna see how hard it pushes. I like it. All right, so I'm gonna go get this thrown up on the rollers. I'm gonna get it running. I'm gonna bring you guys back when we are ready to hit the layout. All right, break and run is complete. I just programmed this. Now, before we get over to the layout, we need to do one more thing. And that's change out the couplers. I've got a couple of KD number 19s. That is replacement couplers for the British NEM pockets. I'm throwing some longs on here because that's all I've got. All right, so to remove these, you just pull. And to put it back in, get it lined up with the hole. And would help if I actually had it lined up properly. And push in. We now have knuckle coupler on the front of the engine. And it's the same for the other end. Pull out. Hold the locomotive in a way that you can see the pocket. Line it up and push it in. All right, we're gonna head over to Benton. We're gonna do a post break-in performance test, and then we are gonna hook up to something. So I will be with you, or I will see you once we're over there. All right, and here we are ready to do the post run-in performance. So first off, a little crawl. A lot smoother than it was before. Still plenty of torque. And all right, acceleration, and we're going to get it hooked up to the train here. All right, and let's see how she couples with the 219s. Coupler is a little high, looks like. Yeah. So I might have to look at what other options Katie offers for center set, because these are oversets or undersets, one or the other. But anyway, it did couple, And this is definitely more an issue on my end, having to swap out the couplers than Akira Scales end, not just automatically having compatible couplers for me. I digress. But anyhow, let's go ahead and see how this beautiful model pulls with Fever River. And before I actually do this, this does have a keep alive. Goes for a good few seconds. Now let's get going. Oh, and we've had a slight derailment. Don't know if that is from an issue with the engine or the cars. I'm gonna go ahead, set that off to the side. One second. All right, it looks like it. I think I know exactly what happened. I think it caught on the crossing here. So let's go ahead. Bring it up. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Alright, so I think my initial assumption is wrong, and it's catching on something on the switch. So let's go ahead and bring it forward. I think I already see a potential issue. Maybe not. Maybe I just didn't have it on very good. Oh yeah, it derailed somewhere. Okay. Now, honestly, I'm thinking I just didn't have it on the tracks worth a damn. Alright, anyhow, moving on to the next test. Alright, here we are at the base of Galena Hill. We've got the engine on the head end of the train, or tail end. I didn't bother switching around the order of the cars, but we're going to set it to 50%, and we're going to see if the Class 55, excuse me, if the Class 55 can make it up Galena. 50%. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, I'm not hearing her clicking, and she's still going. Everything looks like it's still on the tracks. And looks like we're going to be spinning out in the tunnel. Still moving. Nope. She's still dragging. And that's it. Alright. She made it to the tunnel under her own power. Of course, this is only a 50% throttle. This engine should be able to go, is capable of much higher speeds. So if I gave it a run up, I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue. A little push to get going again, and she's still digging. Well, picking up some speed. She's doing good. Okay, color me impressed. I'm gonna go get the train parked back by the passenger station, and then we'll do the overview. All right, I lost patience waiting to pull this around, so we're doing the overview right here. So Akira scale, class 55, deltic, second run. So I don't know anything about the first run other than Akira scale said there any issues found by customers were addressed. But let's get to it. So operation, this thing ran so smooth, straight out of the box. It pulled our passenger train, which we have steam engines with traction tires that struggle more than this did, coming up Galena Hill there. So 5 out of 5 for overall operation. Price, I forgot the price offhand. I want to say it was like $350. It's a really good price for the level of detail. Like, by no means is this going to compete with the Scale Trains Museum quality. Big blow there in the back. But it is beautifully detailed. It's beautifully printed. It's got the nameplate. It's just a really neat model. So 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I feel like there was an issue I had, but I can't remember it offhand. So the coupler issue, the couplers I have are too high for the rest of the rolling stock here at the club. So that's on me. I can't knock Akira scale for not including the correct knuckle couplers for my use. That's unrealistic. That's unreasonable. That said, I think I do want to look into a adapter car. I kind of like Akira Scale's looks of the Siphon G wagons from Akira Scale, but I'm also kind of leaning towards maybe a brake van or maybe a 7-plank, or I don't know. You guys have any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Yeah, another great model. Love it. Peace.